Hello friends, I'm George, the nice smelling gentleman. It's time for another episode of my fragrance battle videos. In this video, I'm going to compare 4 alternatives to Jean-Paul Gaultier's Outremont. As usual, I'm going to compare the fragrances in a total of 5 categories: packaging and bottle design, scent profile, performance, price, and versatility. And then at the end of the video, I'll tell you which is the winner of this fragrance battle and which is my personal favorite out of the 4 fragrances that I'm going to show you. The 4 fragrances in this featured in this video are going to be from Al Wataniah, the Attar Al Whistle, from Lattafa, the Lattafa Rams Silver, from Afnan, 9 p.m., and a sort of a wild card entry from the house of Nike Man. Now let's start with round number 1, packaging and bottle design, and start with the actual packaging. Now, to be honest, none of the 4 fragrances have a very impressive type of packaging or box. This is the way that the Lattafa Rams Silver's box looks like. This is the way that the Al Wataniah Attar Al Whistle's box looks like. Maybe has the most interesting contrasting colors, black, silver, and white. And this is the box of 9 p.m. And this is a backup bottle of 9 p.m. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't find the box of Nike for Men because that's quite an old fragrance in my collection. But it's a very plain blue. And let's move on to the bottle design. Now, the most unimpressive bottle design out of all 4 fragrances here is the Nike one. It's very plain looking, and also the bottle feels kind of light compared to the other fragrances. The cap is plastic, feels very cheap, and it's very light. Then the other one that I don't really like when it comes to the bottle design is the Rams Silver. It has this kind of funky looking bottle, and then the two bottles that actually look a little bit more interesting are Tar Al Weasel and 9 p.m. Now, when it comes to interesting bottle design, then probably this has the edge here, the Tar Al Weasel. When it comes to overall quality, I like the 9 p.m. from Afnan. It has a nice looking bottle, quite heavy glass, and it also has a nice metal cap that clicks safely into place. So when it comes to the first round, on the packaging side, it's a total draw between all 4 fragrances. When it comes to the bottle design, for me, the shared winners are 9 p.m. and Attar Al Wiz. Round number 2, as usual, is going to be about the scent profile of the 4 fragrances and also how close they are to the original stuff. Now, I'll start with the Nike for Men simply because this is the most uninteresting fragrance in this section of the video. Basically, I'm not saying this is a bad fragrance at all, but this is like a simplified or dumbed down version of the original. It doesn't have much of an opening. It's like you go straight to the dry down. But on the dry down, it will actually get you surprisingly close to the original fragrance. So this is the most uninteresting one. Now let's move on to the fragrances that are actually doing a better or more interesting job at replicating the original scent. Now I'll start with the fragrance that feels sort of furthest away to the original scent in the opening, and that's 9 p.m. from Afnan. Now, the way that this differs to the original is by the fact that Afnan have chosen an apple note in here instead of the sweet pear note that the original is known for. What this changes in the opening is gives the 9 p.m. a slightly fresher, less sweet vibe to the whole fragrance compared to the original one. So the opening of 9 p.m. feels slightly fresher, not as sweet, and it's sort of the furthest away from the other two fragrances that are doing a better job. Now, the Rams Silver from Lattafa is actually closer to the original one, but the problem that I find with this fragrance in the opening is the fact that here there is a sweet pear note, but it's sort of plays more of a supporting role to the vanillic sweetness in this fragrance. But all in all, it feels closer to the original one compared to 9 p.m. in the opening. The fragrance that does the best job replicating the original scent opening is the Attar Al Whistle. Here, to my nose, the pear note is more prominent, it's the most prominent compared to all the other fragrances. and Attar Al Weasel is closer to the original in the opening. On the dry down, more or less, all four fragrances do a very good job at replicating the scent profile of the of Jean-Paul Gaultier's Ultramol. But all in all, if I have to tell you which one is closest to the original fragrance from the opening to the dry down, it's going to be the Attar Al Weasel from Al Wataniah. Round number 3 is going to be about performance as usual, and the fragrance here that has the weakest performance is going to be again Nike for Men. Now again, don't get me wrong, this is not a bad performing fragrance. In fact, it's a surprisingly good performer considering the price tag of this fragrance, which I'll talk about in the next round. This gives me about 6.5 to 7 hours of performance, and it comes in 4th place. In 3rd place is going to be the Lattafa Ram Silver, which at this point gives me about 8 to 9 hours of performance. Now, when I originally got this fragrance, I was getting more like 6 to 7 hours, but with enough maceration, you know, a few months of maceration, this actually started to perform a lot better, and it gives me about 8 to 9 hours of performance. Again, they're going to be joint winners in this round, and those are going to be the Attar Al Weasel and the 9 p.m. Both of those two fragrances give me about 9 to 10 hours of performance on my skin. Round number 4 is about pricing, and the winner here is the fragrance with the lowest price tag, and in this case this is Nike for Men. Now this is an ultra affordable fragrance. This usually costs around about $10, and you may end up even finding it for less than $10. That's how much this fragrance costs. In joint second place are going to be the Attar Al Weasel and the Lattafa Ram Silver. Now, usually you can find those two fragrances in the range of somewhere between $20 to $25. So they're joint second place, and in last place in the round of pricing is going to be Afnan 9 p.m. simply because this is the most expensive fragrance in here. Now, in reality, this is also a cheapie. This costs about $35, but compared to the others, is the most expensive fragrance, so it finishes in 4th position in the pricing round. The last 5th round is about versatility. Now, all 4 fragrances featured in this video are doing pretty much the same good job at replicating the original scent, and so that's a scent that's more oriented towards nighttime usage, towards cold weather usage, and is considered, that DNA is considered sort of a night out or clubbing type of DNA. So this is the round number 5 is a draw between the 4 fragrances. And moving on to the winner of this fragrance battle and my personal favorite out of the 4 fragrances. Now, if I have to choose a winner simply based on how close any of those 4 fragrances is to the original one that has the closest, the lowest price tag and the best performance, the winner should be Attar Al Weasel from Al Wataniah. Now, this is the fragrance that does the best job at replicating the original scent. It has very good performance, 9 to 10 hours, and has a very low price tag of around about $25. So this is the winner of this fragrance battle. But if I have to choose a personal favorite out of the 4 fragrances, then it's going to be a 9 p.m. So in this episode of Fragrance Battle, I compared for you 4 alternatives to Jean-Paul Gaultier's Ultramol. 9 p.m. from Afnan, Attar Al Weasel from Al Wataniah, Ram Silver from Lattafa, and Nike for Men from Nike. I hope that you found this video interesting. If you did, you know what to do. I would greatly appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. Stay safe, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye bye.